In this video, I'm going to discuss how to create materials and assign materials. Now, I brought back the banana scene from chapter 5. Let's say I wanted to make this banana yellow. We could do that by assigning a custom material and adjusting that material. So let's go up to the hypershade. Window, Rendering Editors, Hypershade. And there's the hypershade. Now, I can't see banana at this point, and it is gray shaded, and that is, in fact, because anything you create in Maya, any surface you create from scratch, or any primitive that you bring in, is assigned to the default Lambert 1 material node automatically. And because the Lambert node here is gray, so is banana. Now you can't adjust this Lambert, however, it's a better habit to create a new material for any new object you have in the scene. Because you cannot delete this Lambert and all new objects are assigned to it, there's not that much flexibility with it. So it's better to create something new. Now, in order to create a material, you have to select one from this list underneath the Create tab. And again, this lists all the potential materials and related nodes you can create. Now, there's a long list here at the start. It's a little hard to see what's going on. An easier way to deal with it is to click on one of the filter words over here. So, for example, click on the word surface reveals a list of Maya software materials. In other words, the standard Maya materials. Now, it's still a long list. So let me talk about a few of these materials briefly. Now, some of these you won't use very often, but some are quite commonly used. The most commonly used ones would be Blinn and Phong. Of course, you also have Lambert, which you get by default. And the difference between Lambert, Blinn, and Phong is Lambert has color and shaded quality. In other words, there's shading on it, but it has no specular highlight, whereas Blinn and Phong have the color and the shaded quality, but also have a specular highlight. In fact, if you look closely at the icon, you see a little hot spot. That's a specular highlight. In any case, Blinn is a great material, so we're going to create a Blinn. So in order to create a material, once you've identified which one you want, you simply click on that icon. So I'm going to click on the word Blinn here. When I click on that, I get a brand new Blinn material in my list. Up here, it's listed as the first material. It's also selected because I can see it has a yellow outline. And that same material is simultaneously listed in the work area. Now this is the same Blinn. Remember, the work area is just a place to work. So the work area can show nodes you have up here in the list, but it doesn't necessarily show all the nodes. So this new Blinn is called Blinn 1. And now that I have a new material, I can assign it. So how do you assign a material? Well, you can select an object, like this surface, then go back to your hypershade, place your mouse over that material. You don't have to click it, you just place your mouse over the top, right mouse button, and get your shortcut menu, then go straight up to the top. Assign material to selection. This assumes you have something selected. So assign material to selection, and thereby the Blinn is assigned to the banana. Now it may be hard to tell this by the shaded view in the view panel. What you can do though is do a test render at this point, and if it's successfully assigned, I should see some kind of specularity on it. In other words, some kind of hot spot. So let's try this render. Indeed, there's a little specular hotspot right here. Another way to test to make sure that the assignment's correct is quickly change the color. Now we're going to talk about all the various material attributes, but for now we'll just deal with the color and we'll return to that later. So I'm going to go back to the hypershade. Now in order to get to the attributes of material, what you can do is double click that material. If you double click fast right there in the hypershade on top of the icon, it brings up the attribute editor. And there's the attribute editor for Blinn 1. You see the name right here at the top. You'll see it's a Blinn type material. It also has an icon where it says sample. It's similar to the one you see up here. In any case, here are all the common attributes for that Blinn. And again, we're going to come back to many of these, but for now, we're just going to deal with color. Just like other color swatches, you can click on this color swatch and pick a new color. We'll pick a yellowish color for the banana. All right, if you like that color, we can click off. And the color is updated in the color swatch, and you see the icon will change to reflect that color. So I'm going to minimize the hypershade and go back to the render. Now, in fact, the basic color change will also be updated in your view panel as long as you have smooth shade on, which I do, shading, smooth shade, all on. So now we can render that. And in fact, there's my yellow banana. So again, if you want to create and assign material, choose a material from your list. Click the icon, that material will appear in the list area. If you want to get to its attributes, double click the icon fast to bring up its attribute editor. If you want to assign that material, what you can do is pick your surface in the scene through the View panel, return to your icon, the hypershade, right mouse button key, and go up to Assign Material to Selection.